discrete math, they wonder where the hell I sleep or I sleep on phones or something like that. So when I saw these lectures, I thought that I don't really need to go and teach these students to make their life hard. I could get these videos, run them in the lectures, they're better prepared, there's better homework than I could possibly prepare. They're prepared by 2 professors, 2 PhD students, and probably master student, who is a geek, is super. Now here I am, a PhD student, I have a full course, master's to teach. The same course is taught at Stanford by 2 professors who have been researching in cryptography for the last 10 or so years. So the concept of teaching alone is not yet right. And the university is still struggling with keeping lecturers happy, keeping the administrative politics of the university happy. So things that require deep thinking about strategy for business and growth, they're so complicated for the university, highly complicated. And I speak with authority on this because I've seen the incubation center since 2005. It was funded by Rockefeller, I think to a tune of around $1 million US. But it failed, 0 result. Yes. All we have to show are boxes that have run dry, computer boxes that processors have run dry over the years. But in terms of business output, and because like I said, Facebook is PHP, MySQL, and later on it grows to better modules. Many students can write nice PHP websites. Many students can write for you very good Ruby, Java, Python, but all that needs to be put into a framework of a solution that is ready, with mentors that are also well aligned in mind. But that environment is still fragile.
But just 2 thoughts, and I think we have to go to break for dinner. I mean, one is you guys should help define, the Resilience Center and what makes it work, right? And what we were talking with the dean about was the importance of the creative space that needs to be there for people. That it can't just be top down, right? It's got to be actually a space that allows for innovations to rise and a guidance process that is gentle and hands off enough to encourage that and the opportunities that are there. So
and to be accessible to all of you. You want to just go up and walk in.
Well, I think you guys should drive it. I mean, just quite frankly. But the other aspect is it's very interesting. So at Coursera, Duke is one of the partners on Coursera, as is Stanford. Duke has stopped giving lectures in the class. So they use the MOOCs for students to study, and then they use the class for discussion or opportunities or examination of the problem sets. They flip the whole classroom. MIT has taken the MOOCs and said, you don't need to actually be in the country anymore. You could be working in, somewhere else and still be enrolled in the classes and actually have the benefit of doing those kinds of things. You guys should be creative, right? So if there's problems with the university, rather than trying to make the university the same as British or United States schools, think about going beyond, right? How do you actually create the new model of society, of water, of energy, of education that you want, of health that you guys want to create? And you guys are at the cutting edge to be able to do that. And that's why I'm really inspired. You guys are doing great work, no doubt, right? And the problem is, it is risky. People are always going to tell you no. I'll give you one example. A friend of mine who became the chief scientist of LinkedIn, and I created something called the Virtual Science Library for Iraq. And we saw a problem in Iraq. 30 years of sanctions, 3 wars. They lost all their libraries. They had, this was a society that was a really strong science. So we created literally, we used the open source community to create the software, and then worked with the publishers to get access to tens of thousands of journals for the Iraqis. And everyone told us, no one's going to use this. They don't have electricity. They don't have internet access. They've got too many problems. They don't want to use it. And what we found is tens of thousands of students and faculty used it. And even though they didn't have access to electricity or energy or all those things, they wanted the information. And the Iraqi government now owns it and runs it. And one of the things we're doing is trying to do the same thing for Uganda, actually. So I think that there's great hope and great opportunity. And the problem, the big challenges you face, is the other side of those challenges are great opportunities that gives you. And you're in a unique position to be able to solve it. So let's have dinner. Sound good? Thank you guys for the time. Let's go and eat. And then of course I've been in North Africa for a while. So,
Can somebody innovate anything around the food?